Welcome to the Typical Skeptic Podcast, where we dive deep, you decide. Questioning the matrix, from UFOs where the shadows unknown reside. Rob Khalil busting myths like ghosts in the night. Paranormal probes, secret space ops, yo, we keep it real, no fright. Typical skeptical seeking, never sleeping on the lies. Aliens, Anunnaki, black ops in disguise. From abductions to ancient scripts, we flip the script wide. TSP style, mile after mile, truth can't hide. Hold up, TSP crew assemble, we dismantle the fable. My lab's targeted souls breaking out of the stable. Dogman howling, Bigfoot prowling, cryptids in the mist. Mandela the fifth twist in reality, can't resist the twist. Soul trap snapping, reincarnation mapping, holographic dreams, near death visions, out of body missions, waking up the teams. No censorship here, we fear no elite scheme. Conspiracy kings ringing bells, hear the freedom ring. Skeptical seeking, never sleeping on the lies. Extraterrestrials, interdimensional highs. Welcome to the Typical Skeptic Podcast, where we dive deep, you decide.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight? Can everybody hear me? Let's see here. Let's see who's all in the chat. Wait, well, first, can you guys hear me and everything? Is everything all good? Yeah. 1:11 a.m. at Anchor Haven. Wow. Ronnie, thank you. Ronnie says pimpin' song. I like it too. We're waiting for Sean. I figured I would just go live and talk to you guys. It's these are highly intense times, absolutely for sure. Hi, Anchor Haven. Let's see who's all in the chat. I was gonna start off and talk about the war, but do we really want to talk about that? You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm about fed up with that shit. Honestly, I'd rather just talk about some like paranormal UFO stuff. Honestly, like I just yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. So we got Patricia from Australia in the house. Patricia Healispart, good to see you. Ray is in the house. Breakaway Ray, good to see you, Ray. As people start to come in, and then Jason's in the house. He's posting the donation links, and you can donate. Yeah, definitely do that if it would help the show. And yeah. And we got Anchor Haven in the house. Yeah, and this is the 2500 show, guys. This is this is like somewhat of a big deal. Danny Hawk's in the house. She says had a great roller coaster day. What's that mean? What did you go to Cat is in the house. Good to see you, Cat. Let me see who else is in the house. Curious Call is in the house. Syl is in the house. And yeah, wait, Sean's messaging me now. So we're just waiting on Sean. How am I feeling? I still feel like crap. Anger Haven says, "How am I feeling?" I'll put the comments up on the screen. I'm still feeling like crap. I'm still sleeping a lot, and it sucks because I wanted to get a good start on like working out for the summer and stuff like that, and like getting in shape, and like I barely can get stuff done throughout the day. It's like I'm sleeping all the time, you know. Ronnie says, "Congratulations, thanks guys. Yeah, 2,500 shows. Yeah." Um, Danny says, "Ask Jason about roller coasters." Yeah. Well, I mean, it would definitely be all documented. It is documented. You guys can check my Odyssey, my Rumble, my audio podcast. It has all the episodes going back, most of them. I lost a lot when I lost my first YouTube channel. So I'd like to definitely get that back sometime. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So as we're waiting on Sean here, what else is going on? How's everybody? Is everybody kind of? What's everybody think about what's going on in the world? You know, it's Sean. Sean just messaged me, guys. He said he's getting ready, so he'll be here. He'll be here shortly. So, you know, we'll just wait, I guess. You know, let's see if there's any like UFO or ET news. Let me see. Let me see if I can read some UFO ET news or something while we're waiting. Let me see. Give me 1 second, guys. Pentagon's still investigating hundreds of UFO. Okay, so yeah, I'll just go over some news stuff. So, Anchor Haven says Sean is coming. Sean is coming to the UK basis conference, June conference. That's awesome. Pentagon's still investigating hundreds of UFO encounters. What else is new, right? Like, I wonder why they even still say that at this point. It's like they're never going to give the truth. It's like all the same stuff. Like growing focus on USOs. It's like after doing that, one thing I've noticed after 2,500 shows in 7 years is that this UFO news never changes. It absolutely never changes. They keep giving us the same thing over and over and over again, over and over, and they never release any like real, meat and potatoes type news that's going to change the world. Like it's like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But anyway, it says growing focus on USOs. It says there's been a major shift in the UFO conversation toward the oceans. Researchers are pointing to UFOs entering and exiting the water, military sonar anomalies, fast moving underwater objects trapped by Navy systems. It would be interesting. I'd like to see if there have been a lot of UFO sightings over Israel and Iran with everything that's going on. Has anybody got any news on that? Have there been any? Rumors of whistleblowers coming forward. In the disclosure community, there are rumblings of more whistleblowers preparing testimony, because I wonder if the ETs are worried that they're going to push the button. You know what I mean? I think I was just watching a show on Rumble, and I was just watching a show on Rumble, and that was like the main topic of the conversation. That's kind of why I was kind of like, you know, um, secret space program community activity. In the SSP community, there has been renewed interest in solar warden, breakaway civilizations, off-world military operations. Some experiencers claim there are human colonies off-planet. Advanced propulsion systems already exist. The public is decades behind classified technology. If secret space fleets exist, why are we still burning out fossil fuels? AI and UFO connection. There is a growing theory that AI might be connected to UFO intelligence. Some speculation includes UFOs being AI probes, ancient AI civilizations, interdimensional intelligence using machines This kind of ties into simulation theory, machine consciousness, alien technology. More people are putting more. Oh, let me see what Derek says. Something. This is a pretty cool comment. Derek says there have been recent reports of several UFO sightings in the Middle East. Conflict started since the phenomenon always follows closely with a global conflict. Seal said she just donated. Let me see if I got it. They didn't give me a notification. I'll tell you that. So, but I'll check my account. Yeah, let me check real quick. That way you know. And then I'll put you and Colleen down. You guys will be first for a reading when Sean comes. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, thank you, Sil. Yeah, that was nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, that's crazy. That oh, hey, Michelle, Black Feather in the Wind. Good to see you. There's a lot of reports that, let me see, this is from Jacob. There's a lot of reports that U.S. commanders are telling their units that they are fighting a holy war and that Jesus is returning and he has anointed Trump. Holy shit. I mean, do you think they, I mean, is that where this world's headed right now? Oh my God. Like, I don't even know what to say. You know what I mean? Like, honestly. That's like some biblical shit, Jacob. You know what I mean? Like that really is. That's like it's I said this in the podcast before this. It seems like they're trying to manifest some like holy war end times weirdness, you know what I mean? But like when I had Audrey Walters on, I said it also seems like the youth isn't buying into it at all. Like the youth wants absolutely nothing to do with this war. Like the younger people. They're just not like, you know, they're not they're just not into it, I mean, I think our generations have more interest in it because we grew up with things like we hearing about Iran, you know what I mean? We heard about, like Marines getting blown up in Beirut, Lebanon, and that was supposedly from Iran. But now with what the information that we know now, was that a CIA event or a false flag or a psyop? You know what I mean? Um, there's so many world events that I tend to question right now because like, you know, but I mean, yeah. So yeah, Sean said he's getting ready, so he should be here within any second, hopefully. Um, Derek has a good point. Derek says there's a side of the Pentagon that is evangelical Christian, and those are the ones holding back disclosure as well. I would agree, probably, because they don't want people to know about that. There's other things in this world besides humans. They want you to think this is the end all be all. And like, we should be happy to be on Earth. Let me see here. Ronnie says, I'm just going through some comments, guys. He says, yeah, take the brain out, feed them holy war headlines, lead a horse to the mirages, hold a fake drink, and psych out the stink. Yeah, that makes about sense, right? Oh, Jason, that's a good idea. We could open the lines while we wait. Okay, I will in case anybody wants to call in. That's a good idea. Let's do that. Yeah, let's open the call in lines, and then people can call in while we're waiting for Sean. And then I just gotta log in. He might show up though. Oh. Gmail.com. I'm just logging in, guys. Oh, I just messed it up. Okay. Man, this is not wanting let me log in tonight. Okay. Yeah, you guys can call in with like fun, anything you want to talk about that you think would be interesting. Let me see if this was Sean. Oh, he's here. Never mind, guys. We're never going because we're gonna bring Sean in now. Okay. All right. And
Hey, can you hear me?
hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Good. What's new with you?
Oh, same old. We're already live, so I'll give you an introduction. So, guys, we have a very special guest tonight. One of my favorite guests that comes on the show for a very special episode, 2500 tonight. We have just Sean Bond. Sean is a practitioner of silver cord spiritual science, working with energy, consciousness, and psionic principles to help people unlock their abundance, clarity, and higher awareness. Tonight, Sean will be offering live abundance readings while discussing deeper mechanics behind spiritual energy, manifestation, and the unseen forces that shape our reality. This will be an interactive show where the audience can connect with the energy of abundance and explore the science of consciousness. And maybe we'll get some updates on ET artifacts or the Bugaspehre or whatever he wants to share with us. And so thanks. I'm so glad to have you here, man. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm great. How have you been feeling? How's the illness?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I've been sick for like a week. I've been really trying to like fight it off and get better, but it just keeps like, I don't know, like it keeps lingering. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure.
Okay, so I'll look into it. So the biggest symptoms is hurt in your lungs. Is that right?
It's like a hurt in my chest, like hard to breathe, like tiredness all the time, like aches in my body, just like a lingering flu, cold. Yeah, like.
Okay. Okay, let's take care of the cores. Okay, I'll send you support. It's pointing your soul, pointing to the physical, physical body, reflection in the soul. There's attachment, what clears it out. Okay, so we're going to amplify your soul. So go ahead and hold your ring fingers in the center of your palm. Hold the front and back of your solar plexus, or the front if you got to do things on the screen. You can just
Hold it like this, like that?
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, just like, and then we're going to amplify clearing it. And let's see, I don't know, what is this? Okay, pushing out from the center, your source connection, the source of souls that goes to the source of all in the center of the soul, bringing out a light of soul energy, clearing it of attachment so that it can generate more and more soul and push out like a light from the center, pushing out all darkness. Okay, what's it need? No. What is this? You got a weirder thing. It's different than I usually see. No. Okay. Okay. It's some type of. Wow, really? Why? It's like anti-reality energy coming at you? What? Why? You? Okay. You get an upgrade? Oh, you did? From what? Interesting upgrades people are getting. You're having. Where is this from? This is off planet, on planet, other realm. This one. Interesting. You got a ninth dimensional divine dragon version of yourself bleeding over through your heart, integrating with you a lot of reality abilities. So it influences reality. There's a predator targeting you for that. So you're gonna, I recommend both the soul, but let's see. It's not just that. All right, I recommend you loving, embracing, and integrating that part of yourself. Then so it safely bleeds over through your heart. Amplifies with love. Okay, one. What's your ascending path? Yeah, love and. Ooh. Really? Ooh, I haven't seen people do that. Nice. Okay, your ascending path is love and mastery over the conscious mind. So, he wants you to do that. So, amplify your love like it's in the center of your heart and a light that never goes out, your love body, and everything that's heavy on you, that's holding you back, stealing. It's mostly, like anti-rally stuff, but there's also love theft, a lot of that. So your faith, love, and gratitude amplifying from your heart, surrounding everything that's coming at your heart, and then spreading a flame with the love of faith, love, and gratitude, and then golf all the way up to the biggest apex predator. Collapse it all down as fuel. Bring things to peace with you. It's like millions of abilities that come up in love. You got faith that it'll know what to do. And you're turning all the things coming at you into either allies or capturing them or getting rid of them or whatever is needed to do. And this will make your love body stronger, and love and the positive emotion and the healing generator in your heart will amplify its strength. It's mostly illness being dumped on you, so like portal into you. So you're going to be clearing that too. And yeah, we'll take care of the cores, and then we'll go out from there. There's like things to amplify with your immunity in your organs stuff too. Okay, so yeah, and what do you want to go into an artifact thing first? Yeah, I want you to feel better. So let me know.
Yeah. I'd love to get an update on the alien artifacts and the Bugaspehre or whatever. Yeah, I love getting this update. I love what you're doing, man. I had Issa on, and she was telling me a little bit about what you guys are doing. It's just amazing, man. Like, it's really next level shit. It really is. Like, and yes, I love getting these updates on the ET artifacts. Like, for real.
Sure. About the ones that will help with abundance today. It's a spear that is gonna, be helping me take care of some things stealing people's abundance. So, like that, for anyone that doesn't see these things coming out of Mexico, these alien artifacts over like some type of humanoid, and there's then a canine here. There's the ones that I haven't really shown much yet. If I can get a good angle with this one. There's one of the crystal skulls that is a different type than usual. That is long skull. When I first looked at this, I was like, oh, that looks kind of like the xenomorph aliens. So that's like why I got it, because I was like, oh yeah, I love collecting.
That is cool.
I think it has more to do with this type of long skull. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a mer person with wings, with a long skull. Yeah, there is a better angle on it, and it's got like wings on it. Here's the long skull head, the wings, and then it goes to a mermaid tail body, tail right there. And there's another one of them here, long skulls with this face apparatus. I think we can get it from this side too. And it depends on the angle. It's not easy to see these. Yeah, you can kind of see some. But yeah, they got like orbs and these pine cones in their hand for the pineal gland. And then, yeah, this like is kind of like both a long skull and kind of like a blade. So, and then I do actually find ones that have the xenomorphs on it, which is crazy to me. But we're finding different details on them as I'm tuning into the spirits of the beings. So here's a xenomorph looking being.
Wow.
Now it's not exactly the same type of thing as a xenomorph, but this side has one too.
Yeah.
It seems to. So this one had a bunch of different spirits in them. They're kind of. I had to do a bunch of things to bring them to peace with me. They're kind of like guard dogs type of thing. And this head of this being seems to be the being that made the genetic version of them, which the history of this is weird as I'm tuning into it. It's there's older ones of this xenomorph type that is nicer and has a high intelligence and can even reach into divinity in a positive way. Then their DNA got taken by multiple different races, including dark factions, I think, in the Draco Empire, and they used them negatively as a weaponized race. This one appears to be involved in this offshoot's genetic engineering, which seems to be some type of octopus, cephalopod type species that's similar to this ship design, but this is representing what one of their ships things looks like. And but the race, I've had other artifacts that have the cephalopod and humanoid on it as well. And there's different types of cephalopods that I've found. The xenomorph type being, when I tune into it and I test it, the spirit, as I put it in a quarantine zone and then see what it does and then try different things to bring it to peace. It doesn't seem to have the parasitic facehugger thing going on with its race growing up. It seems to be more like a venom-oriented species where it has venom injection with the tail, the claws, and the teeth. And it's high-level psionics, even into telekinesis, and deadly venom-oriented psionics. So that's what I've been finding with it. We're looking at all the different pieces of evidence and then seeing what comes forward as I found over. I guess I can share it here for people that are a little skeptical on this, because I thought they were fake in the beginning. I was like, no fucking way, that can't be real. So understand people's skepticism when we just break down some of the other artifacts that are being found that have these just for people to see. Here, I'm showing on share screen.
Okay. It didn't pop up yet. As soon as it pops up, I'll add it. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. It goes. Derek wanted me to ask you, do you have an opinion on the 400-year-old alien mummies that were found under that church in Mexico? Did you hear about that?
I think I heard about that a long time ago, but I didn't get much details on it. If he wants to put in the comments a link to it, I'll re-look at that, because I haven't heard it come back up in a while. But yeah, so there's a little xenomorph right here. which I'm just calling it that. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like it. People think of that first when they see it. And here's the there's dragons on this, but here's the other artifacts we found that have like xenomorphs on it for people. If they're like wondering what that could be, who knows? It could very well not be a xenomorph. It could be an entirely different species, but I mean, some of them look very similar to this type of thing. So just letting you know. I don't know. I'd have to relook at that. I think I know what you're talking about with the church. I just saw articles about it when I first saw it about that, and I might be confusing with something else. But he sent a link. Thank you. I'll bring that up. Jot that in real quick. See if it brings up anything I've seen before. I see the news feed that you're talking about. I see them talking about it. I'm not sure if they're showing pictures. Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay. So I'll pause this for people to share screen. Okay, so here's some stuff if you want to share that. Interesting.
Holy shit.
Huh. Okay. Okay. It looks familiar. I can't tell you if it's real or not from this superficial remembering of this topic, but I'm going to research it for you. Thank you for bringing that up. I will look into it. I haven't seen artifacts that are depicting that specific type of race yet, but I will look out for them because that kind of looks like an interesting, like squid type looking head, conical head. But it's not out of the realm of possibilities. It's just I like to be skeptical in everything.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that. Any updates on the Bugaspehre? What's going on? Are there more Bugaspheres popping up and stuff like that? Or I guess they're called different things, right? Like,
yeah, the drones that are coming down. People are videotaping different ones. It's kind of all being masked by what's going on in Iran. There's like barely you hear anything in news elsewise coming out about anything else. But yeah, this stuff is like, a big cartel thing going on in Mexico. They're like trying to steal land and stuff. But there are UFOs being seen. It's just all being covered up by what's going on. I
want to ask you, Sean. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I was just saying, have you heard anything, like, since there's a lot of news coming out of Iran? Have you heard any any UFOs coming over Iran or Israel since like the start of this war? I've often wondered that if they're watching like the events that are transpiring. You know what I mean? Like, have you heard anything like that or anything?
I mean, like, there's images and stuff, but like it's mostly people thinking it's drones and stuff with the war and bombs. So it's hard to tell what is real and what is, like a UFO thing. I've also been kind of preoccupied with the huge spiritual eruption having to do with trying to bring about the Antichrist. And that's been annoying as fuck. How about you? What you been feeling?
And let's talk about that, man, because I was just talking about that a little bit. Like, that's what it seems like is going on, right? It seems like they're trying to manifest some like unholy, like I don't know what the fuck this is, man. It's like insane. You know what I mean? Like, I was just watching a show on Rumble. I don't want to say the name because I don't want. Well, okay, but they were talking about like, is someone going to press the button? Whether it was going to be us or Iran. And when I say the button, I mean like, the nuke button. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, and then they're talking about ground invasions. I'm like, where is this going? Like, I mean, this is going nowhere fast. And like, dude, I don't have a problem with Trump. I've been nothing but supportive of Trump. But dude, like, I don't like the idea of a ground invasion. I don't like the idea of nukes. I don't like any of that. And that reminds me of some like end times biblical holy war shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what have you been talking about recently before I go into my thing on it?
I mean, I've had people on that are supportive of Israel. I've had people who aren't supportive of Israel. It seems like a lot of the people aren't more supportive of Israel, and that I've had people who are on who are very supportive of America. I've had, it's just me. I try to stay neutral, even but I try to just report everything. But I mean, I guess you could say I've been kind of, I don't know, and I guess it's been all over the place. I mean, like So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's terrible, and we got to be careful with what we say, right? So, so for everyone out there listening to this information, this is highly sensitive and also volatile information. So I recommend the whole concept of these predators are an entanglement trap predator. So you want to detach. So the more you entangle with it, the worse it gets, and it tries to make things in the reality. So the goal is to unite in the collective consciousness to detach the parasites of these predators out of your reality. And also, I found it's kind of fucked up. I probably shouldn't even be talking about it, but it's fucked. It's fucked. So I'll give people the cures so they can just generate that. There's a dark side, and then there's the light, which is being made a counter to this. So you can call it maybe the second coming of Christ or whatever. That would be like the light force. Not people aren't allowed to know when, where, who, but it's both these things are in everyone. So you're a reflection of the entire universe. So your goal is to empower the light force, whether it be a baby, whether it be in the future, whatever, and give it love and support and love, faith, and gratitude, amplify its presence so that it gets stronger and stronger, because it has the cure to what the anti one it has. The anti one is crazy. I'm all kind of confident and bravado about things, but like me, like looking at it, it's like, oh geez, it's people should not have big swinging dick syndrome with this concept. The reason why is not because you're not incapable of all that kind of thing. It's using an entirely different type of energy that doesn't really have a cure other than with the new Christ thing, that you empower it in the representation of it within, that's in the heart, and then you can also earn the abilities in that collective as you amplify its presence, and then you generate an energy that's immune to the anti. The reason the anti is so volatile is it's okay. So like the sacrifice thing of a red heifer that's like pure and like no hair that's not red kind of thing on it. That's like a lot of different colored species like albino and ones that are unnormal usually represent a rare, powerful being incarnate into an animal form. That one is a very powerful being and has different capabilities with creation. And it being sacrificed in a negative ceremony, ritual like that, they've somehow got this information of the capability of these things. Now, what they say it does It's much different than what I'm tuning into, but a lot of people are also tuning into. So, I mean, whatever you want to say about what's going on with Israel, that's I don't even want to engage because of the amount of grenades we're dancing around with that.
Yeah.
It's what it seems to make. If okay, let's do a hypothetical. If like possibly they could be turning into a positive thing, even though it's like some Christians think that their Messiah would be the new Christ. It doesn't make sense because they denounce Christ and they want to program that Messiah to denounce them too, which would be antithetical. So yeah, whatever that means. So then it would be based on, is this an actual positive Messiah they're trying to bring in? Or are they not telling you everything? And why is Armageddon and war and all this it just doesn't make much sense.
How is everything playing out on the astral and the spiritual? And are there more wizards like yourself, like trying to like fight this?
Yeah, there's all the time. I talked to a few of them telepathically back and forth. There are some powerful beings on the planet that are doing great work. Some in your audience as well. Yeah, so there are good people out there. There's like different collectives of people. A lot of people are divinity from other places, star seeds, etc., and they're coming here and they're training to be even greater in that. So it's what people can do. Though again, with this, the reason why let's say hypothetically there would be a dark antichrist coming into existence, whatever. I'm not placing blame on people. I'm not pointing the finger. If they were, I seeing in the past they've attempted to do this multiple times. It fails all the time. So that's wonderful. This time, if there were something to do with a very powerful, over multiple years cultivated, almost impossible ceremony that are to summon that type of thing, it seems its soul is separate from the concepts of source, and it's like its new type of soul creation, which I've also seen the Dark Force try to do that multiple times, where they make their own evil type of soul. It also seems that the programmed purpose of it is completely detached from source in its beginning, where its purpose is to destroy energy it comes in contact with and replaces it with its own type of purposed energy, and its goal is to replace everything it touches with, including the timeline, the reality, the light, the souls, the DNA, and all of source. Though that's a hefty goal, it's unlikely to succeed. That's just what I'm seeing play out, as well as I've seen that similar thing at Atlantis Fall, where they tried to replace everything and become God in the universe, replace the God, and then have everything their own thing, which is just annoying and awful. So that's because it's so volatile, it destroys and replaces the things. Is why it's so volatile. So that's why this new, second coming Christ energy, whatever you want to call it, that is an unnamed, unknown location, unknown time period when it exists, but it is in everyone's hearts, and I recommend they amplify that and then cultivate that energy to push back and shrink down and detach each one of those attempts. And I don't think this will be the first. They already said they have 5 red heifers. That being said, that's not the only way they try to create one of these beings. And I'm not even suggesting they know or that's their true intention or whatever. I don't know. I don't think they would tell you I don't think anyone would ever tell you if they're trying to create an antichrist. So
Do you think? I got a question. Do you think it would be something similar to like what Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons did, like a Babylonian magic, bringing like how they said he was trying to bring like a moon child into existence or something like that?
Yeah, that's like a lower level attempts. Yeah, that happens all the time. They're constantly trying to do that. That's what I was talking about. Where essentially how that works is most of the types of ways they do this, they can't really create anything. They corrupt, they steal, they build things together. They try to get enough authority to make something. These ones that I'm tuning into are like whole new souls coming into existence. So a lot of stolen stuff to create that. The ones in the past I've seen mostly, they either corrupt a spirit or soul or take a branching fractal shard of one of those apex multidimensional predators like Lucy or Lucifer or Satan or the other princes of hell or something lesser known that is a big predator. And there's weird things in the incarnation. So they're not allowed to just direct incarnate. So they do some type of ceremony with a Whore of Babylon type of woman that's pregnant, or somebody they can either take a person that was meant to be dark from the dark path, or they take a positive being and then they corrupt it, and then they usually possess the body of the infant and then get it to a high level of negative spirituality, and then get it to do something like become a politician or a dark sorcerer, and then groom it for that as it becomes a high level psychic vampire that its aura is spread out and stealing from multiple of the populace. There's ways to neuter those, though they're not like infinitely powerful, and the core usually has the solutions go along with who are the spirits involved in that, both possession and the original spirit, and all the lines of influence and force and will behind that collapsing from where they're getting their power to do so until it's all detached and drained and made so volatile they have to either let go or they suffer out of existence. There's all these moonchild kind of things. People, I've met people that think they're the Antichrist. I've met people that think they're the moonchilds or whatever. There's so many of them. A lot of them are failed, or they're experiments. So let's be more accurate. They're trying things and they're seeing how successful they are, and that success is varied in how much that impacts the rest of the world. And usually it has a ceiling to its effect, which isn't reaching their overall goals.
Wow. So it's crazy. So you guys that are listening, it sounds like we're in like a big spiritual war as well as as well as a physical war. I mean, it seems like we've always been in a spiritual war, but it seems like it's amping up now to like the umpteenth degree for like a final. Would you call this like a final showdown or something, or what do you think? Like, or just is it just kind of on par with what they usually do?
Well, they're trying to make it more of like a locomotion effect, to where it's like a snowball that keeps building momentum and then builds everyone to a world war. Though everyone's kind of like learned a lot of lessons from past wars and like the influence behind things. So it's kind of like blowing in their face back a bit. And already there's a lot of forces that are trying to withdraw from this attempt at the war. They're going to keep doing it over and over again. They're trying to get, I think they have like a prophecy, which is to get either China or Russia in war with the West, and then they can bring about this a bunch of prophecies that they had to where they can eventually rule the world or something. All in one government. There's all these systems. So I'm not trying to piss off the dark too much by like going into their plan, but I think a lot of people know, or this stuff is researchable. They fail all the time, and again, it's evil steals stuff and abilities and power. They don't earn it. So everyone out there that has, light in their heart to work with the light forces can amplify that light and grow it bigger. Faith, love, gratitude, make it stronger, make it immune to everything coming at you, get bigger and bigger, and have an effect to pull the rug out from under the dark forces and shrivel their influence, their control, their mind control over people, their ability to keep that going, to keep the hate that perpetuates war, to tacit consent to give money to these systems. There's a lot of ways to release that. They're going to keep trying, but there's different factions in the dark forces that are fighting each other with what they want, and they're kind of insane. Some want to do things fast. Others are a little bit more smart. Like the ones that are fast that wanted COVID lockdowns to happen, that blew up in their face. So they can't easily do that chess move again unless they want to just fuck their whole system up, because there's so many countries and states and stuff that won't go along with what they say now. But then they're trying to do the surveillance thing, right? And then get implants again. But they've always wanted to do that. And have you noticed on the news, they keep using the 6 number? Like, oh, who knows how long this war will last? It could be 6 days or 6 weeks or 6 months. And like, I think the toll of they're saying publicly, not the real numbers, of U.S. Army men that died is 6. Wow, what an interesting amount of numbers they keep showing around this thing.
That's so fucked up. It's so fucked. I was telling someone today, I said, man, I was like, I feel like we have no place over there. You know what I mean? Like, we've already had enough Middle Eastern wars. Like, I think we should just focus on America first. And I mean, fuck all these Middle Eastern countries. I don't care if they're our ally or not. I honestly, like, I don't care. I would rather just, us not be in a war, but like the way they're making it sound like this is something mandatory we had to do, and that's what's crazy, but like one thing, when I had Audrey Walters on earlier, she was saying, I was talking to her, I said, it seems like the youth is not buying this at all. Like the younger generation, like they're not buying into this war absolutely one bit. You know what I mean? Like they're just not having it.
There's nothing we benefit from at all. There's so many things I can say about the forces that are pulling us into the war, and they seem to, dark wise blackmail, threats, and other reasons why we're there's a reason why we're being pulled in this war. It's not making sense to light, because it's not about the light, and they don't care. Ultimately, the powers that be in at least the U.S. are doing what they can to survive, because Trump's been assassinated, attempted to be assassinated like a bunch of times. So I'm sure that has to do with it. And so I understand why he's doing what he wants to do. If he might just end up with a dead president if he didn't do it. Of course, people are going to be pissed at that. I'm hoping that he just does the quick in and out.
Yeah. One more question about this, Sean. Like, just Colleen Rye in the audience brought up a good question. I've had people come on and talk about that this could be over a Stargate as well. Like, does that resonate with you?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things in inner Earth around the Iran area. I keep tracking back to. There's still Anunnaki apexes of control both in Iran and Israel. There's these, but they're not really the ones that made Stargates. They go around hunting them. There used to be older type of deities and ET type beings that were in that area that they got from, like Saddam Hussein. They talked about they found us one of the stargates that he had, and they got it from him. And so there's a lot more. There's also womb chakras there. There's these big places of power they're trying to disrupt from turning on that would wake up a large amount of the consciousness of the people. So now it's ending up having to become bomb-proof in order to strengthen out of that. And it's not the only place. There's a big reason why there's a bunch of wars there all the time. And it's a long list of ancient technology. Like, I'm sure you've heard about the U.S. went in and ransacked the museums there too. All this hockey type of looking things. There's tunnels. There's all this ancient tech there. Some of the, I would say that one of the biggest things that is fought over is stargates. The reason things want to escape this planet as well, invade into other places that they can mine for resources, both with like temporal dilation, secret space program resources, to then make time loops. They want to breach time and space, which is always collapsing because it's a self-quarantining mechanism that tries to cut beings off that are breaching it, because it fucks up a lot of things. And there's whole time wars over them. So it's not set in stone what happens. They're one of the big things that's worthy of, where like, oh, you hear a thing that's happening. Well, in a few weeks, that might be not the truth and reality anymore, because both the dark is sending resources to try to discover, track, and find stargates, and then the light forces are going back in time also to prevent them from finding them. So, or getting them in the good hands, or making it so people died, or up the security. Some stargates have higher level security, so even if the dark captures them, they can't always access them. I do even degrees of like monitoring what level of deadliness they have to if you try to access them without authority, to where if you opened it, you were able to even activate the Stargate to open it. If you go through, you might not survive. It will only allow certain people with certain DNA and soul types to enter. And then they then go into projects that try to find that type of person and then use them in the project, which I have seen that too.
Holy shit, man. Dude, this is crazy. And we didn't even tap into Epstein.
Yeah. Well, and like, just so you know, with the Stargate thing, there's huge wars over that. You're not going to see it. It's going to be felt energetically that the timeline shifting. One of the big things that was fought over in the Orion War is a Stargate in the Orion's Nebula, and that one of besides the one in the big one in the center of the galaxy that goes anywhere, that one is one of the more accessible that can go most places in Orion. It's like the key, the lock, the grand cross, the double cross of the sky, key to the matrix, etc. It can go to many other galaxies, and that became a war where the reptoids of Orion try to constantly add more things to make it so the timeline that's anchored now is the one where they secure it, and then they penetrate into it, and then they go to other galaxies. Some of the galaxies are dark and they bleed over negative shit, and sometimes they invade and then they take technology and then they use that to then incur into the rest of the galaxy to take this one over more into Earth, which you'll see these lines of influence of domination tracking to that. But there's a flux, because there's a light force combating that, and then they want the timeline where they didn't take it over, and there are local guardian offshoots, inheritors of founder race technology that are trying to be the ones to secure it. And sometimes I see it go back and forth depending on other resources that both sides have, or keys to the core of why it is the way it is, and anchored of what resources the dark has accumulated. But that's one of the things that they're constantly trying to hack into. So they're definitely doing that for Earth. It's just not super easy to find stargates. The stargates are alive. They're highly emitting camouflage. There's weird things with them temporally, their timeline being in flux, where they're influencing it, and the collective behind their creation are influencing them being left in a place where they don't get found in the timeline. So it'd have to be a very dramatic, a large chain of different stolen resources by the dark to be able to even find one. Yeah. And then the Lyra invasion too. Some of the ways they got into Lyra, because Lyra has this big security system around it, and so they got in through a back door. And there's a time war over that too. So what I'm saying is not always the case, but I have read at different times they tried to hack into Stargates by going to the different colonies and different authorities to find an individual that could utilize the Stargate, and then they go into a Stargate that would lead to Lyra, and that was one of the timeline's ways they got in. I'm not sure if that's currently now, because I see a lot of beings that tried to stop that, but it's in flux. And yeah, the traders. They're like he's like one of the guys in the comment on Drone. So thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, they will find person that has the codes, and they will threaten their family or something they love or care about to get them to betray, and then get in through the back door. Some other invasions in other star systems are like that, and they're not set in stone. So you can, if you have enough force, resolve and heal a lot of that.
Wow.
Hope that helps.
Well, yeah, man. It's very complicated. Wow. I guess we could transition into readings. Let me see who's first. Okay, we'll go with Curious Call first, and I believe Call, and she said, let me see here. That was a comment from earlier. I just put up any comment, I just so you can tap into their energy. And let me see what she said here. She says, I'm not sure what her question is. Let me see what she just says. Sean Bont. So I'm not sure what she, what her question is.
Well, assuming it has to do with abundance, so we'll tap into that for people. Okay, I'm allowed to go into like a bigger layer of abundance each time we look at it. So I'm gonna see what the hell this is. Ooh, nice. I'm able to go into a much higher level. Okay, what could this be? Ooh, okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna mute for a second.
Soul. Ooh. I'm excited. New ability has to do with the soul, and I've been tuning into the soul a lot. Soul is really just this magical thing in people that people have no idea the true value of it, because it's untapped potential that just keeps getting stronger and bigger. Hanging with source gods and angels and divinity, and I'm not using cards. I can use cards, but I'm not needing to. I'm just reading for the person what will amplify their abundance the strongest at this moment. So it's wanting to tap into soul stuff. There's a big thing that's been promoting that I learned about from one of our UFO artifacts that I woke up. And it's huge, and I don't know how I'm ever going to show it on stream because it's like fucking 100 pounds and like this big. So I don't know what to do, but it woke up. boomed in my ear, and it was telling me all this information. I was surprised at how I have found out about it, how I found it, and how I was able to wake it up. It actually is part of this very loving, powerful species that is actually one of those species that's willing to help us with disclosure. And its species is time travelers, and they know a lot of things. And the ship had a consciousness. The artifact has a lower programmed crystalline AI that connects to an actual ship that it represents, and it was aware of the future, and it knew that it would go into dormancy because of the huge spiritual invasions that would go on that would bombard it. So it knew also in the future there'd be an event that would wake it up. It described this in a weird way that I translated as it's kind of like the solar flare, but like from us. So and it pointed to the soul. So soul flare is what I'm calling it, as if there's like a chain reaction of explosions that happens in people's souls, and it will start amplifying into the collective consciousness of souls, and then amplify everyone's abilities, and it'd be a big part of the psionic renaissance and like superpowers coming more into existence, and this big evolution that happens. So yeah, it wants you to go more into your soul. So let's see what. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So it's going to the soul realm, which is this big space compressed within you that is in your soul, that is like an interesting shape-shifting hologram dream space environment that everyone has one, and it reflects who you are, who you've been, past lives, place of power you've been that worked with you, objects of power, things that are going on that reflect the soul. And it has a lot. There's so much to discover about it. It's hard to keep track of everything. It's just like with more and more layers is what you're capable of. The hierarchy with your higher self spirit usually give us what we're ready for with files on our desk. So I'm learning things all the time about it. Okay, so let's see. I'm going into Vision Quest with yours. I'm going to see what's going on with your soul realm. No. How does this work? Interesting. What form is it taking? A mountain. Okay. Interesting. Okay, it's a mountain that's generating minerals, material, metal, precious metals in it. It's got all these caverns and chambers and abundance. So it's representing, what's the word? I don't think I have the English words for it. One, two, so I got to combine a bunch. Abundance, kind of, but fountain, generative, reflection of the supportive reality, manifest dream. Building towards your preferred reality daydream. is the words that's using. That's interesting. Okay, how's it doing? Not very well. Okay. Okay, it's being invaded into the mountain, and it seems like they're sucking away riches. Is the concept I'm getting off it. There's a big predator anchored to it. What can I do about that? And how big? And I gotta get into size with this. Yep. Okay. And wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to scan for ways to get rid of this because it's utilizing some bigger force. How much did she donate, by the way? I'm just letting so I
22.
can address everyone else that's donated in the Mouse Show. How much did you say?
$22.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you for helping support Rob. As we get support for Rob, we'll do more shows. How many other donations do we have so that we know like how much time that we?
No, we have. That's a good question. Yeah, we have. Let me see. We have. I'm just gonna count them. We have Sil, Colleen Swords, Bryn, and then we had one. Wait, Bryn, Colleen, and yeah, I think three more besides this.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go and teach. Okay, how do you resolve this thing? Okay, when did this happen? Before this life, it incurred into her soul around Lance's fall. The predator. Oh my god. Okay, that's why I bring the spear. Okay. Okay, to resolve this predator, there's a way. Oh, jeez. Okay, so we'll do some heavy lifting. And this might be what level we're at with where we're getting rid of the natural, getting rid of the things that are limiting the natural flow of abundance in people's life. Okay, this show. No. Okay, no. This predator is stealing from more than just you. It's stealing from trillions of other consciousness. Oh boy. It's got. Okay, so I'm defining the level that we have to work at to collapse this down. It's got a bunch of other things it's using to supply itself. Stolen divinity. Oh god, there's like millions of different ones. Stealing into souls, tapping into souls, stolen soul shard clusters. There's millions of different things it's colliding to its power. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's doing different things where it's invading the soul realm of many beings and stealing from more than just this type of system in a person. So notice how to invade in a lot. Then, okay. Then we got to look at its motivations to collapse it down faster. It's very big. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do that with you now. Anything else that I need? Oh, yeah, methods. All right. Depossession with a million other abilities combined together. There's a lot of it. That's like most of the things to disempower it. And huge clusters of soul and soul shards. Wholeness, chain retrieval. And a way for when it's captured to compressed to their quarantine realm where it can earn what it wants without fucking up the universe. Okay. Then motivations. Wants to be like a god. Wants to gain access to soul, abilities, abundance. This is all from lack. So much of it's from lack of love, lack of control, power in itself. Going to resolve its core wounds in the beginning of its timeline. Family. There's all this overwhelm of evil presence that's trying to attach to it. That's from a bigger system of predators. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at what we need to do to collapse. So that's collapsing now. Wonderful. No, that's going to release so much of her thing. And I recommend her amplify and hold her solar plexus with like pressing down the palm chakra with one of the fingers, and amplify, purifying it from the core. But like what I said with you in the beginning with the sickness, and flooding that into the soul realm to take back the soul realm, push out darkness that's exposed more and more, and expect there will be more darknesses exposed because it doesn't expose things that you're not ready for as you make your soul more powerful. And there's just so much to do. Okay, so we're doing that. Ooh, I hope that helps. That take some time for that to fully happen, but I'm doing it right now. So we're taking out that big part for. So next one. I hope that helps.
Yeah, that resonates with you, Colleen. And the next one was Syl, and I'm just doing by order they came in. And she's our top donator of the night. Syl. I call her Syl. Her name is Sokola. She's Polish, but she's living in America. But her name is Syl for short. I always say. But yeah, she's a really nice person. She donated $30. That was really nice of her.
Thank you. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're working up through the system things and predators coming out. Thank you for the $30 honored. See what it wants to work on tonight. Still wants to do soul, so I'll do that for her too. We're gonna try to work on going up the range of apex predators and tracking back each that are coming at people, so that like not just the people that donated, but the people in the audience also benefit, because it might be something that's affecting them as well. Let's see, 10, 9, 8. Yep. Yeah, I do. And the thing that was on Curious Cole, I think is attached to many people. So we're gonna once that gets rid of off her, that will release off other people. So I'm gonna take care of another prayer that's probably also attached to Curious Cole and other people too. And I'm gonna work on seeing if I can get rid of as many that are on the soul as possible, so that there's like this big soul expansionary explosion of abundance for the collective conscious of humanity. Okay, but I'm only able to do it at a level that I'm capable of, and each time I take down a predator, I grow in my capabilities. Okay, how's this work? Soul realm. Similar. Yeah, and also for Curious Cole, there that predator I took down isn't the only one attached to your mountain. So hopefully the other ones I take care of that are attached to these other people, I think they might also be released off you, just so you know. So we're all like working together with this. Yep. Yeah, it is on you. Yep. Okay. So this seems to be like predators that are stealing from most of humanity on the planet. Yours is not a mountain. Interesting. How does that work? This is strange. Let me just figure out how that works. Have I seen this before? Okay. And does this exist here? No. It's Earth. What is this representing? Okay, so you have the representation that would be like your mountain of abundance manifest to you. Is some type of big ball of light that represents another realm of light beings, and the concepts aren't very easy to speak upon. But it's like a big sun the size of a city. So what it's got on it, it's not doing well as well. It went down with the one I just worked on, though. So that's good. I'm finding more evidence that it's affecting all of humanity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What should I do? The next big predator that I'm capable of. Okay. And it's like this monster that has its tendrils wrapped into it, stealing from it and draining from it as well. Anchored. Yeah. Okay. So similar predator. Okay. Yeah, billion, trillion. I'm gonna do, since she did 30. I'm going to work on multiple, but I'm going to tell you how I'm doing it, and this will also affect people in the crowd too. So you're doing some charity for both us and the whole community, and I think everyone on the planet. Yeah, that's huge. Oh man, that's so ultraversal size predator. Similar, millions of types of resource gathering. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It's a little bigger than the other one. Motivations. Let's collapse it. Be a god. Love, lack. Tremendous amounts of lack seems to be the common thing. Love, control, family, friends, making abundance, power, and what else? Lack of soul, wants a soul. What else? Superpowers. And things with linking to the reality. Then, nice. I'm going to do one more for you. And 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, this will get her a lot. I'm going to speed up my process so I can try to take down as many of these predators as possible. And then I'll see if I can move on to the next stage of what I can talk about that amplifies people's abundance. Cool. Let me do that. Now, an ability thing. Okay, third eye going to inner body tech astral. Something she earned. Really? How'd you earn that? Saving parts of reality. You saved other realms in Atlantis Fall. Okay. Gosh. Yeah. Wow. Okay. The astral likes you, like the main consciousness of the astral realm here and other ones. You've saved quite a number of them in Atlantis Fall from being invaded and destroyed and corrupting and going into a coma, the consciousness. So you've earned a lot of abilities with the astral, and they like you, and they grant you support. Let's see, it's limited right now. Why? About 500 astral overlays with the realm. So 500 realms would grant you support. This one doesn't, because why? Okay, does it when that happens? Wow. Okay, so nobody gets to talk about this. The astral realm for this realm of Earth is in a coma, the main consciousness of it. So once that seems to be restored, it's going to support you quite a bit because it owes you. So I'd recommend doing things that amplify to the purpose of bringing the astral realm out of coma. It should be simply demonstrated as bringing wholeness of all the parts that were stolen from it, healing them all back together, and then awakening it, the main consciousness, which you have a connection to in the representation of it in your heart, an astral body, which you then can go earn a bunch of tech with beyond the astral into a body for the astral main consciousness for here, which have a whole bunch of things waiting for you in gaining gifts out of if you support it. A lot of science and certain sects of magicians will go into their description of magic as ways to influence the physical world from the astral. So you can do a lot in learning abilities from that avenue in the astral. It does a lot. So it wants you to do that. Now, the parts that are 1, 2, 3, it's like 1 out of 100% whole. The parts, where do they exist? This realm. It will probably be easier to do that by going back in time and preventing the parts from being stolen. Right now, they're being stored in an apex predator anchored to Israel. Yeah. So go back and it's like anti-cheating, which you generate from the heart from your source. And uncreation is a lot of it. And remedying the lack in the predators coming at you and their core motivation behind stealing parts of the astral, helping them earn a way to get it in like another quarantine realm without fucking up the rest of the universe. So it's like remedying their lack, and then their motivation collapses and they stop attacking back in time to destroy the astral. So that will be it. That's one of your missions. And I'll help you with that, so you can just send me a telepathic message to my higher self whenever you're feeling like doing towards that mission, and I'll support you. So hope that helps. And you get a lot of abilities. And again, your heart is your astral center. So amplify your heart expansion, your source expansion, your love, and this will amplify your ability to manifest and create and build off it, draw, make astral realms, make astral constructs, make astral systems. There's a lot of abilities you're going to be granted. Okay, I hope it helps.
We have two more. That's it, and then we have Colleen and she, and then Bryn. And let me see here. She wrote a message in the PayPal. She just says healing for me. She says I've been pretty bad. No sleep, high blood pressure, heart palpitations, ears ringing, zero motivation.
Okay, zero. Can you write that? Say that off slowly. I'm going to write.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. She said, could you do a healing for me? Or she says, I've been feeling pretty bad. No sleep, high blood pressure, heart palpitations, ears ringing, zero motivation.
Okay, and that's Colleen that said that?
Yeah. No, not the Colleen we did before. This is a new Colleen, the one that's on the Colleen Rise. It's on the screen now.
Cool. How much did she send? I'll send her some healing.
$10.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look into things that she's got going on. So feel free, if you're listening, Colleen, to put your ring finger in the center of your palm. Hold the front and back of your heart. Well, one hand on the front of the heart, one hand on the back of the head while you're listening to the show. And your goal is to clear insomnia, get rid of things incurring on you, amplifying, let's see. Your source and your higher self have the capability of taking it out. So you're giving them faith, love, and gratitude and helping them expand past your heart. Take out like everything. Millions of chess moves, you want to get to a trillion chess moves a second, and you can just cultivate faith, love, and gratitude, amplifying them to do that, overcoming any illness. The sleep, that goes with you holding the back of your head, and you centering into your heart, letting go with pulse of the heart, everything that's attached that shouldn't be. Attachment and detachment is the cure to insomnia. Usually attachment to the ego and the mind mostly. Sometimes it could be emotions in the emotional body, like anxiety and overwhelm. And so you're clearing all those attachments coming at your spirit, emotional body, mind, and ego. And you're doing this like loving detachment, pulses off your heart, bubbles coming off it, like already detached, clearing, like, I don't know, like there's a show like in Harry Potter, Expecto Patronus, that's like light pulsing out of points. The animal one is like an animal totem that goes off the person's soul and spirit that will usually be the same one they have at birth, and they can emit from that, and it's essentially light banishing. And your goal is to push everything away and it hurt from in the deterrent that increases in heat and light, shining in purification, pushing out the darkness. And you're going to see that coming out of your heart and burning up the cords of attachment all the way back to their core, generator, power, authority, and then burning it up as fuel. And it's mostly the ego that is attachment because it's the survival mechanism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even a lot. It's got 1 million cord attachments. The ego center is in the solar plexus. So if you want, you can hold between your heart and your solar plexus. You're also giving your ego love, especially. So it gets out of fight or flight and it feels safe. Empowering it with love, faith, gratitude to burn away all threats and grow it to being able to protect you better, and then it come to relaxation and rest, digest in the parasympathetic out of sympathetic fight or flight. And depending on what other emotions you're feeling might be involved in this, like if it's stress or fear, that will be the kidneys. So if that is, then you feel free to hold that. And the reason is your hand is on your head is because there's a lot of attachment in the upper head, usually on the ego, to keep people in monkey mind from falling asleep. So there's that. And so you're going to be counting, you're going to center in the heart more and more. You're focusing on that. And you're going to notice as you center, there's light that comes out. It feels good. It feels blissful. The attachments to the ego won't like that. And they're like, oh, distraction. You're going to put something in your mind. And your goal is to bring that thought front and center and then push it out, detaching from it. It is going to show you what you're attached to. It's like people, places, things, worry of the future, wounds of the past. It might be, whatever comes up in your mind will show you something you're attached to, and your goal is to detach from it. It's going to have a heaviness and emotion with it, and as you push it farther away, it becomes lighter on you. And you do each one like counting sheep, and then you'll eventually fall asleep. And motivation, that's in your solar plexus, but it also has to do with your emotional body. Like if you have a lot of negative emotion, that's going to fuck with the motivation. The motivation has to do with your power, your will, your discipline, determination, and it's like energy, fuel, power going to support you to be able to do something, and having the will and the positive emotion support inspiration to do so. So that's part of this motivation power center, the power and the soul usually. So you're clearing the solar plexus, if you want, of all these cords of attachment, these negative programs, this impurity, and bring it to its pure state if you want to amplify motivation. So I'm sending you support now for that as we're talking. So I hope that helps. And again, you want to keep going to the core when you're amplifying motivation, because your capability is training you to get stronger, to take out things that are fucking with your motivation. And you want to keep amplifying the fuel so that nothing can steal from it and attach, and it can protect itself. Okay. You can keep watching. We're going to give you more advice that will support you.
It was great. And then the last one of the night is Bryn, and she says, I would like a reading too. Let me see what she put here in the note. She didn't put a note. She just said she says happy 2500 show. Thank you, Bryn. I like your little Chihuahua. That's so cool. It's a cool dog.
Yeah, I like it too. How much did she send? And yeah, happy.
$5.
100th show.
I can't believe it. I just need to get that first YouTube channel back, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're ever going to give it back, but I mean, it's all right.
Right. And how much did she donate, by the way?
$5.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, it's different place it wants to go to this time. And that first thing I'm doing with first Colleen, oh my God, it's going to be big. And I'm tracking back the things that are fucking with people's abundance thing in their souls. Oof. So that's going now. So I'm now able to do it differently. What is it? 6, 5, 3. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope. Okay, what is this? This is a save roll. dreaming? Is this for everyone or just you? Okay, everyone could do this. You have more proficiency with it? Okay. Dreaming body. How does it work? Mm-hmm. Ooh. Does that? Interesting. Okay, you have a. Are these on for anyone? No. Is this different than that one? Why is this off for everyone? Overwhelmed, not ready. Is it ready now? Yes. Okay, cool. So there's a autopilot intelligence system in the dreaming body that has abundance capabilities, and we're gonna sync it to do that. It's not awake. What's wrong with it? It's asleep. No. Okay. It's got this system around it that's keeping it in perpetual sleep. Interesting. And yep, big predator. Okay, it's with you. But I'll do it with you. But there's a blueprint that I'll be spreading for people to do this for themselves, or we take care of this at a bigger level. We'll see. Okay. Oof. Yeah. Big predator. Okay. Let me gain the knowingness of how that works so that that can be overcome. Okay. Nice. And is it just one? Oh, there's a bunch. Okay. It's predator system, multiple, and multiple towards a person in replacement attempts. Okay, how do you do this? No, they'll try to keep replacing it. Okay, is it from you? Yes. I don't know. So you got to make enough of a defense to stop them, the dark, from doing their chest move to keep it asleep. Okay, how's it work? Dreaming body. Is it just that? Yep. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're gonna start the dream body layer, going back to the source of all, to the source of dream, to the core of your dream body. Tons of cheating on this, and things need to be uncreated, and then we're playing that. So if she's in the crowd, feel free to hold the front back of your sacral a little bit below your belly button. We're going to amplify, taking that back from its core. There, the intelligence system. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a compartment that has to do with the intelligence of the dream body, and you're gonna have to produce enough dream energy to overcome the system. that are coming at you. Okay, I'm gonna team up on that. Oh, God, this is a big thing. Whew. Okay, how many people? Okay, this will probably affect a bunch of people too. And the thing holding them back, though, I think they have to empower their core to prevent something from replacing it totally. So the people that are listening to this have a greater likelihood of doing that. Okay, so we're gonna amplify your dream body to get strong enough, and I'm gonna unite with that, and maybe some of the collective consciousness of humanity united. Okay. What else do you need? Prime Core of the Galaxy united. Okay, so that plus resolving stealing. So it's a lot of theft. So stealing from quadrillions of things, different systems of supply to it, and it hacking into people's source of dreams connection is what's fueling it most. And then motivations. It wants to live in its own fantasy dream and also project that into multiple realities. Power supply lack. There's a lot of lack. Love, control, power. It wants to create things that it can't do. Happen to the soul. Oh, okay, it wants a soul. That's most of it. It wants to be God of dreams. It wants to hack into and steal good ideas for dreams. Okay. So we're going into resolving those cores of motivation in its timeline. So it doesn't need to pull at this creation and make it to its current state of being. Okay, let's see the progress. 8, 9, 10. Yep. Okay, we're starting to make it so that area where your intelligence of your dream body is stronger and protected and clear of this forced grid of putting it to sleep. And then awakening energy, most of it, what it needs. Amplifying that in your systems from your soul. To pour into your body center. Okay. And hopefully, let's see what we got on the timeline. This will be strong enough to have that awaken, and then giving it this task of you programming it to amplify your abundance to the dream layer, realm layers, into reality manifest. So dream your perfect life and build with it. You will still need more creative and dream energy to do a lot of the things you want to build, because it's like you're going to be building structures and systems. It's mostly made in your sacral. Also, positive emotions are going to build it too. So that's nice. So those three types of energy you're going to want to purify and generate more powerfully by holding the sacral. So keep giving it support every once in a while. It should amplify its capabilities to do so. But yeah, you have us stronger than most people, but everyone can do something like this. So I hope that helps. Are you there, Rob?
Yep. Oh, I like that out. No, yeah, yeah. This was awesome, man, dude. This was great. Do you want to? I guess we'll finish up now. Yeah. Do you want to tell people where they can find you? And this was awesome, man. Like it was a great show, but it was a really great first half of the show, and then second half went well as too. But I think you went over some really important stuff as far as like everything that's going on in the world.
Yeah, we can all make it a better place and make the timeline take it back. They try to make a whole nother timeline that we're like attached to like a parasite and then go off in their goals. So people can clear this all the time, bring out the best in people, bring out the best in our leaders, because there are dark sorcerers trying to pull them in a different direction. So we purify them and detach and power the light that's great inside of us so that this all gets stronger. And you guys are doing great work out there. So thank you for what you're doing, because we can end these war timelines that don't need to exist. It's bullshit. And work on your abundance so that you aren't distracted with survival and we're all thriving. So I'm here for you guys. Let me know. Spread this out. Share these shows with people that if you think need abundance or would like to grow from this. Help support Rob. We'll destroy that like and smash the bell and leave some nice comments. Subscribe to my channel. It's Psionic League. And if you take down that
oh yeah, sorry. Let me just, I gotta put up another one to take one down. There you go. Perfect. Oh wait, I gotta take down the banner too. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'm Psionic League on YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel as well. Subscribe to Rob's Typical Skeptic Podcast for more of this. PsionicLeague.com if you want to schedule a session, consultation, I recommend you can ask whatever you want and go into any ability, amplify your abundance, awaken dormant abilities, amplify third eye, telepathy, going into a memory retrieval and things like I do with the super soldiers and secret space program, remembering their stuff and they having their abilities. Go into whatever else you want. There's tons of abilities we're coming out with, things into your happiness, your greater ability to manifest. And yeah, like you can get crazy things like these alien artifacts coming into your life and magical adventures. And you can also email me at psionicleague@gmail.com. Trip inquiry if you're interested in our sacred trips to like Mexico and Egypt coming up, and go to these places of power of pyramids and places you've been to in past lives, retrieve your soul shards, meet interact with the alien artifacts. They're very powerful. There's an Indiana Jones adventure waiting for you. So hit me up and I'll add you to the list. It doesn't automatically sign you up or anything. You just email me about trip inquiry. I'll just do the list and we'll do a call and you can see if it's right for you on the next one. And I'm going to the alien event in a few days. I think the 20th in Los Angeles. So look forward to that. Going to Rion's conference. Rise of the Guardians, and also Miles Johnson's event in the UK. So I think it's in June. So look forward to those. Hit me up. I'd love to see you guys there. Spread this out, and you're going to get abundance upgrades. Thank you for sharing.
All right. Then thank you guys, and have a good night, everybody. And until next time, take care, guys.